think
somebody.
that's the reason why I'm blessed, is because I'm such a giver. I want people to be just as successful. I don't want people in my salon just getting the crumbs. Nah, baby, you about to eat. You about to get this steak too.
We
You
all
about
eat.
to eat too. You know.
Yeah.
And so I think my heart has always been there, but I had to learn how to really learn how to communicate. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Jay-Z says we measure success by how many people around us are successful too. We say that you broke if everybody broke is around you. Right? So if you can help somebody else be successful, then that's a true measure of your success. And I love that's the principle that you also live by. Let me go to the comments real quick because folks are chiming in. Taisha said, keeping it real, love it. Lady Diane, she said, that's why I love you, Chari. Nicole Pearson said, I love it. She is keeping it so flowers. Tashante said, Shari is so humble and transparent, which is why I love her. Denise said, thank you for keeping it real and transparent. Everybody's loving you. They say counseling's work. Dana said, so proud of you, Shari Wilson. You a living lesson. So let's get into the business part. So because I want people to know your background because I think that when they know who you are and you and I both live in transparency a lot. When they know who you are and they know what you've gone through, then they can understand that whatever success that you've had is attainable. And that's the whole thing about this is understanding that success is absolutely attainable. All you got to do is go out and get it. So I know you worked for salons before. What was your experience in working for other people and what made you want to go out there and do it yourself?
You know, when I started off with Tracy and Rob, Another Look, shout out to Tracy and Rob. And that's the story behind that too. Because when I used to work at Another Look, I was one of the youngest ones at that salon. And I started off as her assistant. And when I started off as her assistant, first of all, I didn't even have a license. I was like, okay, I want to do hair. Can I be your apprentice? And she was just like, you don't got no license? And I'm like, no. I said, but I can get it. And so she was like, okay. She took a chance on me. And I would come in at 8:00 in the morning, do her clients all the way from 8 to 5. And then from 5 to 1:00 in the morning, I used to be on the grind answering the phone. I used to take any client that wanted to come in and sit in my chair. And I did that for a few years. I finally got my license. And by me working underneath Tracy and Rob, they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot. They taught me a lot about the hair game. I walked into Tracy's salon only knowing how to do flat irons. I used to call myself the flat iron
queen. Yeah, you were the flat iron queen.
The pressing queen. And so Tracy taught me relaxers. She taught me shortcuts. She taught me so much. And also I just watched how her and Rob moved. I love the way they moved. I love how she was there for her stylist. She taught us everything. But then when Tracy decided to move, my thing was I need to go into a different type of salon. I need to go into a Caucasian salon. I want to see how they do things. I want to see what was different. How do they move? And so I worked inside a Caucasian salon for a little bit. We opened up my salon in LA because we was only selling hair. We wasn't doing too much in LA, just selling hair. And basically me moving from Tracy's salon, going to the Caucasian salon, I knew how I wanted to run my business. I knew I wanted a receptionist. I knew I wanted to make sure we had towel service. I wanted to make sure I advertised. I was one of the first ones who had a billboard in Sacramento. So I had 2 or 3 billboards. One time I had 4 billboards. I always thought on a different level, and that's how this whole thing started. But understand this: when I first started doing hair, I had 2 kids. It was right when everything was going down, like everybody was losing their homes and all that. And mind you, I bought a house out here, and I decided to walk away from corporate. Okay, I was working at Centos, and I decided to walk away from corporate. And man, that was the best decision I ever made, but it was the most scariest. I almost lost my house. I remember what is it called when the repo man came, took my car from the shop, and I remember the people was like, "Shari, it's a truck out there looking at your car. I'm like, oh, that's okay. They're taking it to fix the brakes, or they're fixing something on it. I knew that was a repo man, And so I remember going to Salvation Army, standing in line to have them pay my PG&E and SMUD. I remember I remember sitting out where NACAs came and they took over Cal Expo. I slept there. I was there for like 36 hours to try to get my house refinanced. So I went through some stuff. You guys, to follow my dream. It wasn't easy, but it was so worth it. I don't regret anything. It was times where I had to go Elk Grove Boulevard. It was the county building down there. I went and I applied for aid because I didn't have money sometimes to even feed my kids. I didn't have medical, so you're looking at somebody who used to get assistance from the government. And that's why I'm such a giver now, because I understand where I used to be and where I'm at now. And as long as God is blessing me, he's not blessing me just for me. He's blessing me to bless other people.
Yes, that's the reason why I love you. But people understand, they see your glory, but they don't know your story. They don't know you had to stand in them lines. They don't know that you had to sleep 36 hours at Cal Expo to try to get your home modified. They don't know all the things that all they see right now is, oh, Shari's doing it. Shari's living her best life. Shari's on, Instagram. She got 20, 30, 40,000 followers. She got this hair care line. All they see is all the great things that you're doing. Go to Dream Girls, everything looks so fabulous. And of course, we're not going to tell people when we're going through, right? Because we're going to try to make it look, when we struggle a little bit, we don't want to let everybody know we're struggling. To understand who your friends, people are going through right now. But on the other side, there is still a possibility of victory.
Man, it's a constant struggle, but you have to make a decision. What do you want? And when I was in that Salvation Army, when I went down to the Salvation Armies for them to pay my PG&E or pay my SMUD, I knew in the back of my head, but God, you gave me this vision. I'm going to be one of the top hairstylists out here. So I'm just going to keep on. I had to talk myself off the ledge so many times. It was so many times I wanted to pack up. My mama and my sister were like, baby, you sure? You could come home. And I'm like, nope. I made the decision. I moved out here. I'm gonna make the best out of it. I'm gonna make it. And I kept saying that. And I had such a supportive mom and dad and my sister and my family where they always had my back. But it was to the point where I'm sick of asking them. They had to refinance my house one time, and now I'm back in the situation again. Yeah. So I had to do the things I had to do to get myself out of a lot of things that I put myself in, for making a decision to walk away from corporate. And a lot of people is not willing to make a sacrifice, And I look around my home now, I live on 2.5 acres, and I thank God all the time. Sometimes I just walk this premises and say, God, everything you said, I have now. But if the journey was not easy, I had to lose a lot of stuff. But what he has blessed me with is like, it's multiplied.
Far beyond anything that you lost. Yeah.
It can't even compare. And so when people ask me, like, I'm so transparent. I don't mind telling people what I went through. I don't mind telling people about even my marriage,
Yeah.
Hey, this is what it is. This is the reality,
Right.
But I'm fighting through it. I'm fighting through it. And if I can do it, so can you. You can do it too. This property that I live in, Constance, I asked you to help me get this. And I asked so many people, and so many people was just like, oh, no. I mean, let me tell you.
You made it happen.
They was like, no. And I said, but God, I will walk around here after I got denied 10 times. Most people would have tucked their tail and went on walking and said, it's not the time. But I declared it. I said, God, but you said, and man, I finally got an approval. I got an approval on this piece of property. And then not even after I got the approval that I got the loan, then they told me, well, you know what? We went from 10% you got to put
and now we need more money
to 15% to 20%. I'm like, Lord, where am I get this money from?
That's a lot of money. So you're talking between, you're talking, say, for example, if it was 40,000, now it's $80,000. It ain't nothing small to sneeze at.
Let me tell you, I had $80,000 saved up. Okay. And so it went from 80,000 to 100,000 to $129,000. So I'm like, oh, flat iron. Okay, I can do it. It's a flat iron. Me and my husband, we were just out here just trying to save up all the money. My husband wasn't doing anything. He just giving me his checks. I was like, don't ask for no money. Ain't no money coming out. We're just saving, right? So we would just keep saving and saving and saving. And finally, I was like, I don't know what to do. And I said, God, but you said you would not have taken me this far for me to walk away and not get this house.
Yeah.
Girl, one day I was on the phone with my mom. And I was like, hey, Mom, I said, dang, they said I need another, some more money. And I don't even know. I can't do no more flat irons. I can't do no more weaves.
So many hours in a day.
Man, my mom said just like that. She was like, my kid. And I'm like, what? She was like, your daddy got it. And I was like, my daddy got it. She was like, yeah, ask your daddy. And I was like, okay. Like, I never even thought to ask my dad because my dad is so secretive. He was high money. If he give me $20, he'd be like, where my $20 at, And so one day I called him. I was like, Dad, this ranch, it remind me of Texas. I'm gonna put you, Mama, I'm gonna build you guys a house in the back, and I can't wait for you to come see it. But they now telling me that I need another like $60,000. And my dad was like, all right, baby, it's yours. And I was like, I never, God put things in place. I never knew to even ask my dad. I didn't even know he had that much money put aside, And he was like, here, put my name on his account and was like, take care of it. And I was like, I promise you, I pay you back. And I paid him back. I paid every week. I was just shooting him money. But I was able to get this house. And I didn't, even to the day, I was like, God, it was nothing but God. It was nothing but the grace of God that made this happen. So you gotta believe everything will work out. Yeah. Everything will work out.
See, one of the things that I believe strongly in is the power of the tongue and the power of the spoken word. And, you just kept saying that this is what's going to happen. You declared and you decreed it. You said, but God, that you said, you were confirming that what God had already told you, but you kept speaking it. And when you speak life over your life, things begin to happen in your life. But when you speak death, when you speak negativity, when you speak broke, when you speak lack, when you speak scarcity, guess what happens? You're all of those things. Everything that you say about yourself is what you actually are, what you'll become. So I love how, even though you were going through, even though you didn't have, you still had faith and you spoke it. You still have faith, but you spoke it. And the power of the tongue is everything, you guys. That's what I really want you to know.
The tongue can make you or it can break you.
Mm-hmm.
It can make you or it can break you. And you have to make a decision. You have to make a conscious decision that everything that come out your mouth, you're going to speak life to it. You're going to speak life into your marriage. You're going to speak life into your finances. You're going to speak life into every situation, because whatever you say, it's going to come to pass. It's going to come to pass. And that's just it. I had a vision. I had a vision even before this property was here. It was all dirt. I mean, the pool had fish in it. It was dirty. It was just, but I saw it. And mind you, I didn't have no money to fix it up because I just put all the money for a down payment because they told me I needed to put down 20%. But as I worked, I poured it in here. And sometimes I still look like, well, God, where did this money come from?
It's a totally different house.
Where did it come from? So man, one thing I love sharing with other people is that you can have anything you want out of life. You can have anything. Your life can be heaven on earth. It truly can. But you got to make that decision. And I'm also a tither. So I believe in you tithing. I tithe 10% and I also give an offering because I know that it's nothing on this earth that I can create. And the income that I have coming in is not because of me. I know it's nothing but God. And I'm so serious. Sometimes I look and I say, I work that much. Like, what did this, like, I honestly feel like God just be saying, boom, money in my account. Because I'll be like, how did I get this? But I'm a tither. And in the word, it says, if you tithe, he will give it to you. He will multiply it. So I am a tither, and hey, this is living proof right here.
So, with you being so blessed, there's a lot of people that you may have haters out there. Like, how do you deal with people who hate on you because of your success or because of the things that you have?
They don't know me, and so a lot of people, they hate. A lot of people talk. I'm at this point now where I don't even listen. I don't listen. And so if it's negative, let them talk. I have, my Instagram is growing crazy, and I feel like I got more positive people on there than negative people. And so I choose to listen to the positive, and just, I know what's in my heart. I know that God has blessed me with a lot, so to humble myself and stay to that level to where I can continue to receive the word and hear from God. I'm a giver. So if I stay right with God, I'm not to the point where I don't think highly of myself, period. I just don't. And so for those people who say those things about me, that I think I'm all that, and I think I'm this, and I think I'm that, and this and that, I don't even pay attention to it because I know the truth. And the people who's around me and the people who know me, they know who I am and they know what I'm about. So it doesn't
Absolutely.
People gonna talk.
So you're beautiful, you're successful, and you're giving. But the people who don't know you, of course, that's the first thing that they're gonna do is they're gonna be detractors, they're gonna be haters because of the thing that they think, oh, she automatically stuck up because she's X, Y, and Z, and not knowing that this girl is the most down to earth, the most chill, the most friendliest, welcoming, transparent, all the things that everybody in the comments box is saying about you. I love Shari's transparency. She keeps it real. Girl, Shari is the best. I love it. I love y'all. I love you, girl. Everybody that knows you knows who you are. Then that's why, I don't pay attention to nobody. Like my vision is like this.
It has to be. And you would get people who want to befriend you just to see your flaws. I had people that try to just be my friend, come around me just so they can see, oh, let me see if her marriage is really like it looks on Instagram or look on Facebook. Let me see if this is really like that. And as soon as they get a little bit of something, as soon as they get a little bit of glimpse and, me and Marcel argue or me and Marcel fight, you see how fast they run with it. They run with it and they try to, oh, Shari's not who she thinks she is. Oh, I know about, and that's why I'm so transparent with everything that I have in my relationship and my relationship with my kids and my sister, because I'm going to tell you myself. You don't got to come and sneak in to get any information about Shari. I'm going to tell you. But it's funny that people will come into your life just to find out what's wrong so they can go back and say, the picture ain't what it seemed to be,
Because you ain't, but you're not putting it out there. That's because misery loves company. They want somebody that's just as miserable as them. And when they find out that you have a flaw, because we all do, nobody's perfect. Nobody's saying that we live in perfection. Nobody's proclaiming that anyways. We're just trying to help other people live their best life. We're just trying to live our best lives and help other people live their best lives. So if you don't like it, what do you do? Let's talk about where you are today, because you guys, you and Marchand got a clothing line. Marcel. He's my brother. Okay, you and Marcel, y'all got a clothing line. You have what else are you guys doing?
I have a school. We have a clothing line. I brought back my her closet boutique because I used to have 3 prior to my little shingle incident. I ended up breaking out with shingle, so I had to make a decision too. It's not about all the stuff you could get. It's about the quality of life too. So I had to make a decision to let my clothing stores go. I have one in Old Sac, one in Old Folsom, and one in Old Oak Grove. But I'm actually trying to bring that back in. So I'm starting off in the salon, and if God says so, then I'm going to open up another boutique.
How many revenue streams do you have right now? Sorry.
About 4.
4? Nah. Marcel got the clothing line. You have the school. You have the salon because you get paid from the salon, but you also have your clients. You also you have your. Did I talk about the hair care line?
Oh, the hair care line, yeah. But you got to remember, the school is we just got accredited. So we're
It
just
don't matter. What's
yeah.
getting ready to happen with that school though? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. They don't even know.
Yeah. But
Financial aid,
it's
student
no
loan.
money coming. It's no money coming my way besides me doing the hair salon. And mind you guys, my salon, both of my salons are shut down. So right now, I went from having, even though I have all these funnels, all this money that's in the pipeline, nothing has came out the pipeline yet, right? So the only thing I did have is me working behind the chair. And that came to a stop. So I don't actually have anything coming in right now, but the grace of God. God, when I say God would keep you, God would keep you. So my husband is taking care of what he needs to take care of. And actually, I'm enjoying this little break. I'm not stressed because I already know that everything's going to be all right. But yeah, I do have some things in the pipeline.
Kyle said now she got more than 4.
Well, I have to count. I don't know. I have to count. Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. 6. I think you got about 6. Mary said, "This is wonderful. I feel so blessed." She said, "What's the name of your clothing line?"
It's called Her Closet. So
no, Marcel's. What's Marcel's?
Starstruck Apparel. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook.
And they have some really, really, really nice quality clothes too.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see. Floyd Sanders said, "Praise God." A lot of good comments. A lot of people have joined us today. So check this out here.
Floyd's my brother. He's one of the people that he's one of my coaches, my life coach. So he's actually amazing. Yeah, Floyd Sanders. Yes.
Okay. All right. So lastly, wait, what should people be doing right now? What should people be doing? What are you doing right now that you're not making any money? What should people be doing in this season of incubation?
You know what? You need to go back and take everything that was on the back burner that you put on hold because life was getting in the way, because you was working like crazy, because your kids was in all type of sport activities and you were just ripping and running. Now everything is at a stop. The kids don't have school. The kids don't have, you have homeschool, but the kids don't have sports. You're not working long hours. Now it's the time for you to pull those things that's on the back burner and start doing it. So for instance, myself, I'm actually working on my book. And I'm giving more time to that. I'm giving more time to that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm putting a lot of energy into my product line. So for the people, it's no reason why people is not coming out of this Corona-19 better. We need to come out with a different mindset. And also, especially for those who put all their buckets, everything into one bucket, like that's all I was focused on is hair. Now hair put to us, everything is at a stop with that. You got to start thinking about other streams of income, because I'll be damned if something like this ever happened again and I'm not prepared.
That part right there. Y'all hear that? We have to be prepared. That's the reason during this pandemic, I wrote a book, an ebook. It's a quick read. It's called 7 Online Revenue Streams to Fund Your $1 Million Dreams. Because I believe that the Bible says, the Ecclesiastes 11:2 says we should have 7 revenue streams in case a disaster strikes the land. What's going on right now? A disaster has stricken the land, and a lot of us are. Ecclesiastes 11:2.
Oh, I need that. Okay.
And we need to have 7 revenue streams in case a disaster strikes the land. So I just, in the ebook, I just gave them just different ideas. But also I tell people, hey, what does God put inside of you? Because right now, you could be working on that thing God put inside of you. I saw a meme on Instagram today, and somebody was saying, it said, if laying on the couch is your best, is enough, then lay on the couch. And I said, if you don't get your ass up off that damn couch and start working, that is not enough. You need to be doing something to work on yourself to get better yourself. We need to always be doing something to self-improve. Don't lay on the couch is not enough. It's not good enough. It might be good enough today. Okay. But tomorrow, get up. I don't want to see you laying on that couch.
We should be making use of this time. This is a downtime. I think God has put this. God did not put this here. I think God has allowed it to happen for a wake-up call for us to, one, draw closer to Him, and 2, do the things that He has put inside of us to steer that back up so we can actually have the time to meditate, think about it, and now put into action. Because God has put so much in all of us, and we can't hear because of day-to-day life. We can't even hear him tell us, I want you to do that. I want you to do this. I need you to write that book. I need you to do that podcast. I need you to go over here and minister to this person. We don't even have the time because not that we don't have the time, we can't even hear it because we have so much going on in the time that we do have in a 24-hour. So this is a time that we could be quiet. If you got to do a fast for 7 days or fast, do what you need to do to start hearing from God, because at the end of the day, what he has for you is so much bigger than what you think you got for yourself.
That's right. You ain't lying about that.